I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Live from Kentucky Armageddon update. Hi to all of you who are still here after the rapture. It's really a bummer that all the people that we wanted God to take home are still here. Told you weren't Christians, you bastards. You know, we really do need the Lord to take some of these douchebags home, because it's just getting weirder and weirder, isn't it? Since last week, Jimmy Kimmel was fired. Disney lost billions, and then Jimmy Kimmel was rehired. Then he continued to hilariously shred the dumbest white fat man we have ever had in office.
Donald Trump is an old-fashioned 80s movie-style bully, taking your lunch money. And if you give it to him once, he'll take it again. Two things he loves, lunch and money. Okay?
Enjoy that, because that kind of freedom of speech, people, currently in America is really and truly in jeopardy. It hasn't been that long. It's been 8 months, but feels like 20 years ago when Cheddar Mussolini said this out loud.
Bring back free speech.
And then he ended Jimmy Kimmel and threatened ABC because he didn't like their free speech. He actually got them to pull the show.
I mean, look, we can do this the easy way or the hard way.
Up until we all canceled our Disney Plus and Hulu accounts. We used a streaming platform as a weapon, just like Netflix. Disney lost $4 billion in a couple of days, so we the people actually did change it. And that's what I want you guys to remember. We all spoke up and we shut him down. And he's a loser. He's made us a laughingstock worldwide again. He's a walking, talking, diaper-wearing embarrassment. On the day of the rapture, God actually stopped the escalator so he couldn't even get one floor closer to heaven. Then his prompter at the UN didn't work.
Whoever's operating this teleprompter is in big trouble.
And this fragile, makeup-wearing, 34-time convicted tax cheat pedophile rapist said it was a conspiracy to embarrass him. Bro, you don't need a humiliation assist. Except we then found out one of his videographers hit the escalator stop button and his own crew ran his teleprompter. He's a fuck-up. Can we just call it what it is? He's a fuck-up bully. His speech at the UN was the craziest, most unhinged ramble word goulash that frankly would have embarrassed a meth head having a seizure.
Many years ago, a very successful real estate developer in New York, known as Donald J. Trump. If the First Lady wasn't in great shape, she would have fallen. And I'm going to give you marble floors. They were made by stupid people. It's climate change. It's the greatest con job ever perpetrated on the world.
He embarrassed this country in front of the whole world, again. And then Whiskey Pete Hegseth, the drunk Don of douchebags, is calling all 800 generals and admirals back to Washington. So our military leaders are all going to be gathered in one place? Boy, that sounds tactically sound. See that noise? That's Putin laughing. This has never happened before. And doesn't the CIA and the military have like a double secret Zoom call program? He also has indicted James Comey and is using an insurance lawyer to do it. And then he indicted Tylenol.
Don't take Tylenol.
For what? Well, it seems that this raging criminal, Donald Trump, whose first indictment was by the Nixon administration in the 70s, this raging con man failure who's been involved with Russia and Russian oligarchs since the 80s, who wants to date his daughter, who was on his way to going to jail before the 24 election, and then this douchebag and his tech bro minions, in my opinion, stole the election from us. Yeah, we've talked about it with the Election Truth Alliance on this podcast, who has basically proven with statistics that something isn't right. It's impossible for win all 7 swing states. We saw his rallies and we saw her rallies. We all know something is off. I don't feel funny today, people, because this ignorant, fragile bully bitch is killing democracy and America. Again. And he's doing it day by day. He said he stood for free speech, tried to kill free speech. Said he wouldn't touch healthcare, and they're sure as hell raping healthcare. However, he's letting his minions at the Department of Energy and the HHS put out brilliance like this. Regarding wind and solar power, Chris Wright argued that wind and solar energy infrastructure is essentially worthless when it's dark outside and the wind is not blowing. What? Yeah, if only we had something to store that power in. Maybe call it, like, I don't know, a battery? You know, the things that Trump's Heil Hitlering buddy actually makes and sells worldwide? then beef jerky monthly cover model and brainworm on heroin aficionado, you think of him as the Kennedy that actually is an assassin. Here's what he said about autistic people. These are kids who will never pay taxes, they'll never hold a job, they'll never play baseball, they'll never write a poem, they'll never go on a date. He then continued, many of them will never use a toilet unassisted. What? You mean like Einstein, Anthony Hopkins, and Trump's buddy Elon Musk? Jesus. You know, maybe the good news is that Trump's superpower is finding people dumber than he is, which is pretty impressive. That's also the bad news. Ah, hell, what am I saying? Every time this rapist, pedo, douchebag failure opens his sphincter lips.
Little mouth on him. Bing, bing, bing.
It's bad news. I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. God, I'm so tired. My head hurts so much. Oh, you know why he hates Tylenol? Look, he hates Tylenol because it's American.
Many years ago, a very successful real estate developer in New York, known as Donald J. Trump. If the First Lady wasn't in great shape, she would have fallen. I'm going to give you Marlboro floors. They were made by stupid people. It's the greatest con job. Stupid people